Hi, my name is Allie Slocum, and I'm the author of Benjamin Blair and the Case of the Missing Noun Hound. And today I'm going to be reading to you chapter 5 called Clues. After lunch, Mrs. Dish seemed really sad when she picked up the class from the playground. She told the students that Ned was a special gift. Ned had been helping her teach about nouns for 4 years. That was almost as long as Ben had been alive. Mrs. Dish also shared that she was supposed to present Ned to some other teachers in the district at a meeting after school. Ben was eager to find Ned for Mrs. Dish. He wanted those pattern blocks back, too. When the class arrived in the room, the brothers started looking around. Mrs. Dish, could this be a clue? Barton held up a few pattern blocks he found near the counter, where they were usually stored. Maybe. Where were they? Mrs. Dish asked as she walked over. Right here on the floor, Barton answered. Ben wondered how he didn't see those earlier. Ben joined his brother and saw a folded piece of paper on the floor. He picked it up and saw these words. If you want to find your blocks, you'll need to wear your socks. Ned doesn't want to catch a cold, so it is important that you are bold. To the health clinic you must go, and be sure to look for the lights that glow. Mrs. Dish, this looks like a real clue. Ben handed her the paper. Mrs. Dish read it silently and suddenly got excited. Class, listen to this. We have a real clue, and it's filled with nouns. Mrs. Dish read the clue out loud, then asked what the kids thought. Joey pointed out that there was a person, a place, and a thing in the clue. The class helped Mrs. Dish identify all the nouns. When they were finished, the note looked like this. If you want to find your blocks, you'll need to wear your socks. Ned doesn't want to catch a cold, so it's important that you are bold. To the health clinic you must go, and be sure to look for the lights that glow. Well, class, what should we do? Mrs. Dish asked. Go to the health clinic, Ben yelled. What if it's a trap? Kylie asked. Why would it be a trap? Ben asked. It's okay to be cautious, Kylie. I think we are safe, though, Mrs. Dish explained. She lined up the class and they headed to the health clinic. Ms. Moss, the school secretary, smiled as the class filed past her desk. Mrs. Dish explained that the group was following a clue left in their room. They all crowded into the clinic. There was a sink, a trash can, a cabinet, and a cot. Beck pointed up. Ben followed the strands of star lights that hung along the ceiling of the tiny room. Hanging from the end of the lights was a tiny red coat. Look, it's Ned's coat, Ben exclaimed. Mrs. Dish gasped and gently pulled it down. Inside the coat was another piece of paper. It was another clue. Mrs. Dish unfolded the paper and read it to the class. Ned's coat you have found, but there's more to this hound. Mr. Tom's office holds a clue that's meant for all of you. Mrs. Dish was getting more excited. This note has possessive nouns in it. A possessive noun shows what someone possesses or owns. Something is in their possession. There are 2 of them in this clue. Who knows what they are? Rai called out, Ned's coat. The coat belongs to Ned. Yes, Rai, Mrs. Dish said, smiling, and we can find it by looking for the apostrophe followed by an S. Mrs. Dish pointed out at the clue. Who can find another one? Ben decided to raise his hand and wait patiently to be called on, instead of blurting out his answer. But Joey burst out with, There's! Mrs. Dish looked at the note. Joey, I see you noticed another apostrophe. Good job, but that apostrophe is showing us a contraction. That apostrophe is taking the place of the I in is. Let's have someone else give it a try. I like the way Ben is patiently raising his hand. Is it Mr. Tom's office? Ben asked, beaming with pride from his teacher's praise. Yes, Ben. The office belongs to Mr. Tom. Let's go see if there is another clue waiting for us there, Mrs. Dish encouraged.